Are you looking to establish a powerful online presence for your brand? Look no further than Live the Dream Media. Our team of experts possess the capabilities and skills necessary to make it happen. From creating compelling content to analyzing data and making strategic decisions, we've got it covered. Don't let a lack of social media know-how hold you back. Visit ltdmedia.net for more information.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Hey, welcome back to the Now You Know podcast. It's David Samarano. It's been a little while since I've been on this podcast. I've been doing some episodes for Local Marana and producing and recording episodes for other people. It's been a great time, and I'm excited to be back. I'm back here today with somebody that has a really, really cool story. She reached out to us via social media. She had seen a post that we put out, advising that we were looking to bring people on from the community that had cool stories or were doing something that had an impact. And she reached out, and she's here. So again, social media at work. There we go. It was off of a reel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So let's let you introduce yourself to the people that are watching and listening.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I actually been wanting to come on this podcast for like a long time.
How long?
For, I don't know, for about 6 months or like a long time. But I just never knew how to approach it yet because I didn't release anything new.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, let me just wait a second. And I'm Julissa Lopez, by the way. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm Julissa Lopez. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm an artist. I make music. I've been making music like professionally and like putting it out there for about 5 years now. Since fresh sophomore year of high school, I started releasing music.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's basically who I am, an artist. I'm 20 years old. I have 2 jobs. I go to college and I do music, so I'm very busy.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
2 jobs, going to school, and you're making music.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's yeah. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. But thank God I have really 2 very chill jobs. So
yeah.
It's not that hard. So I got it. It's okay.
That's good. That's good to hear. Well, thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Julissa's music for a little while before this podcast, and I think I just came across you on social media, before we changed the company to more of the advertising and stuff that's happening here. There was a recording studio here, and we were always curating music, and I think the sound engineer that we had here at the time had come across your music and was like, hey, you should check this out. And I think we ended up putting you on a playlist or something we had.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I thought it was because I found y'all first.
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't remember.
I think because I remember a couple months back, I was like, I really want to be on a podcast, and I was searching on Instagram podcasts in Tucson, and I think I stumbled across LTD, and I was like, oh, they're pretty cool. I don't know, and I think I added. My friend did the audio Instagram page.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then I think they looked through my stuff and they added me. I think it happened like that.
Oh, that's how. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So it got sent to me hey, this person's music, you should check it out. And that's how it all happened. So social media at work again, right? You found us. That's really cool. And I was listening to the music, and it's really good. You have a really amazing voice. And then when you reached out about the podcast, things kind of changed because you told me about how you were making the music and how you were making it happen.
Yeah.
To me, when I hear it, I go, sounds like she's probably recording in a home studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounds good. It's clean. And that's not the case.
No, it's not. Thank you. That's a really big compliment because I'm always worried about how my music, my most recent songs will sound because I'm recording it all on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So I'm every time someone says, "Oh my God, it sounds good," where did you record it at? That just warms my heart. It makes me so happy because everything's done on my phone and with Apple wired headphones. And I'm just oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. But yeah, it's just everything's on my phone. I just put out a new EP called Vent. All the songs were made on my iPhone, and I just released a song a couple months ago. When was it? I think it was last month. I forgot. Oops.
You're
but
spitting out so much, you can't keep track.
I can't keep track. But I just put out a new song. It's called Hate You. That one is amazing. I really like that one. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That one's really cool. But yeah, everything's made on my iPhone. Yeah, as of now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings this point up,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, I don't know if you've heard this before, but so I was doing music for a while before getting into this, and I don't know if it was an excuse or it was a way for people to deflect the reality that maybe they're not that good,
Mm-hmm.
but they would go, oh, you know, that person's doing better because they have a way cooler studio to go to. They have all those tools that they can use. Like that's how they got there. That's why they're so great.
Yeah.
And we're here today talking about how you produced and published music on your iPhone, right? And from what I've heard is it's quality that you can use, you can publish. It sounds good. I didn't know that it was on an iPhone until you told me. And my favorite song is Oxytocin. I've been showing people around here that song, and I just want to say that, like, bring that to attention, because you don't need all those crazy tools and spend a bunch of money to make good music. Maybe we just have to be good, right?
Yeah.
Have some passion towards it.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I remember when I started making the EP Vent, I was like before that actually, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make something. Like, I haven't released anything in a while. I was like, I need something. I need a MacBook. I need I need a microphone. I need this and that. And so I don't know. It was very frustrating because I was like, I need all these things, but like nothing's working. Because I remember I bought a microphone. I don't know which one it was, but I tried to do it with my HP laptop, but it was not working. I was getting so like frustrated. I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And also with, I need a beat. So I tried looking for producers online, and nothing was like coming to me. So I was just very frustrated because I was like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
What do I do? And then I stumbled across this video of Steve Lacy. He was doing a TED Talk, and he was talking about how he made, one of his like, famous songs, Dark Red. And it was all on GarageBand. And I was like, what? I can do that? And then I started trying, because back in freshman year, I was doing stuff on GarageBand, but it wasn't anything good because I don't know. I don't know why. It just wasn't really good, so I stopped that. But anyways, I stumbled across the Steve Lacy video. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should just go back to, square one, try GarageBand. And so I was just messing around GarageBand, and like, that EP like finally was starting to come together and stuff. So yeah.
Wow. You ever heard of Daft Punk?
No.
So, The Weeknd?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, yeah. I know.
So they've been on some, I think that's probably their bigger collabs that they've been with, and they've been with Pharrell and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
okay,
Yeah. So those guys, I came across a video and I watched it. They started out with like minimal stuff. So this producer, he was working for a label. He's like, oh man, these guys are making great music. Can't wait to see their studio. So he goes to their apartment, or it's like this small place, and he walks in there and he goes, you guys work out of here? And they're all, yeah. And they have like just basic stuff, and they have he said the wiring on everything was just into this like 8-track, and it was just like, and they had one compressor, and that's all they had, and all the music they were putting out was from that little area. And he was like, so I wonder what can happen when we put them in a studio. And that Daft Punk is who they are today. They're like super famous, but it's a cool story talking about they were using nothing. Again, we were saying that you don't need all these tools to make really, really good music. If you get creative and be resourceful, like you went out and you were like, how can I figure out a way to do this?
Yeah.
We put out a video not too long ago because we get inquiries all the time. Hey, how I want to do a podcast. Should I use your studio? Should I build a studio? And we were like, well, you can just build a podcast set up the way that fits you, right? And what we're trying to tell people is kind of like what you did is go be resourceful and find ways to do it that don't cost a lot and make it happen. Yeah. Like, so you're making it happen. Daft Punk made it happen. So it's like, what can you do with more tools? And it's like, to me, the sky's the limit at that point, because you haven't tapped into those resources, right? So how did you get into music? What was your inspiration?
So basically I've always like been into music, you know, I was always singing, performing at like family parties and all that stuff. And I feel like how I actually got into it is like when I went to like a public high school for the first time. I went to public high school my sophomore year. And that's like when I started experiencing like, you know, like heartbreak and all that dumb stuff. And and so like this one time, this is like when I first ever like made something and recorded it and like put it out. I remember I was going through like a little heartbreak type thing.
Yeah.
And I know I just had my guitar and I wrote a song about it. And then I showed my mom. I was like, Mom, you know, I wrote a song. Let me show you this and that. So I showed her. She's like, oh my gosh, you had to record this. This is before I like knew about GarageBand and like the other apps. She's like, you had to record this. This is really cool. And so so I went to like a studio and then I recorded it and I put it out. And that's like my foot in the door, if that makes sense, of like finally making music and putting it out there.
Yeah.
But before that, I was like posting covers on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. Like covers on YouTube.
Yeah. That's really cool. I grew up in the SoundCloud era where that's where a lot of people were putting their stuff. So how did it do on YouTube? Did you get some traction?
Let me see. I actually don't know. What did I think I put it on SoundCloud.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I put it on SoundCloud first because I didn't know how to put my stuff on Apple Music and like all that other stuff. So I think I put it on SoundCloud. Oh, I did. Yeah, I put it on SoundCloud.
There you go.
And I was like, okay, everyone, follow this link. I made a song, and it did really good. I think it's at 3,000 plays on SoundCloud or something like that. I haven't checked in a while, but I think it's definitely in the thousands. I was like, this is really cool. Oh my gosh, I'm doing pretty good. And so I just kept at it, and we went to that studio one more time because I released another song. But then after that, I just stopped going to the studio. But yeah, I released that song on SoundCloud first before everything else because I didn't know how to release songs on the music streaming platforms at first.
Yeah. And you found out how?
I found out my best friend, he's actually, you know, he's in a couple of bands. I was like, hey, how do you put your stuff on there? That's really cool. He's like, oh, you just download this. No, you got to connect with this thing called DistroKid. DistroKid?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where I was using TuneCore.
Yeah, I heard about
first. And then they just started taking an insane amount of money. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to look for something else. And then I came across DistroKid, which was significantly less. And I still get checks every once in a while from, you know, they come in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they take their cut. But I was telling Clint I got a check the other day. But yeah, it was way cheaper. So good for you to go into DistroKid. I don't know. I'm sure there's more now, but DistroKid was pretty easy to use. Would you probably agree? Yeah.
I really love DistroKid. DistroKid's so cool. It's so fast, easy, simple. Like you just, you know, import whatever you got to import. Yeah. And then like it just goes out. And it's crazy how like it's like in all the music streaming platforms. Because I never thought like I'll see. Because before I thought you had to be like signed to a record label and then they put your stuff on like the streaming platforms. But like now you don't need that. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Games changed a lot.
You
know, especially in our generation. It's just like it's all just creating, and you have access to so much stuff, and it's just really, really awesome to be alive in this time because we're making you're making music off of this. You know, we build a lot of content here at our company, but we do a lot of it off the phone. Now we have some nice cameras and stuff that we use to do bigger projects. But it's like it's so unreal. So what are your goals with music? Are you looking to move into that as like a career possibly one day, whether it be performing or teaching? Or you had mentioned that you do you're in school for graphic design. Are you looking to kind of bind those together? What are your goals?
So basically my number one goal is music. It's always been music, but you know, like my mom always told me like, oh, you have to have a plan B just in case. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay,
Mama
fine.
knows best, that's for sure.
Basically, yeah. I was like, okay, fine. So my plan B is, you know, graphic design, and what I want to do with that is, you know, be a social media assistant right now. Actually, I'm doing that right now with my second job. I work at Literacy Connects, and I'm basically their social media / graphic design person. So like whatever you see on their Instagram and Facebook, whatever they post, I'm posting it. Like I'm making it. So yeah, I make their like flyers sometimes, and I just like keep up with their social media basically. So that's what I want to do with the graphic design degree, because I think that's really cool. But yeah, but like my goal has always been music. It's always been music, like since a very, very young age. Yeah,
That's really
music.
cool.
I want to like make music, and eventually I really want to like grow and get to the point where I'm touring, because like touring is like one of my biggest like dreams. Because I want to like travel. That's so cool. But right now I really want to like get known in Tucson first. Like you know, there was a saying. Someone told me something. It was really good. A piece of advice. It was like conquer your city, and then you know, the rest will come, or something like that. It was like start from where you're at and then expand from there, basically. Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. That's a good piece of advice, because I remember before I was always like, oh my God, I gotta like, you know, be in California. I gotta be here. I gotta be there and there. I was like, you know what? Let me start from where I'm at, my hometown, Tucson, Arizona, born and raised here. You know, let me just start here. You know, this is like this. These are my people. This is where I'm from, and so this is the place like I love. You know, so I had to start here. That's awesome. And then expand from there.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's a cool concept. Conquer your city, and then the rest you'll get to the other spots. You know, there's a lot of venues here for music. So have you played?
No, I haven't.
Not yet. You haven't gotten an opportunity.
No, I haven't.
Have you reached out to any of the venues to see if you can get on a lineup or anything like that, or even try it? Is that something you're trying to do right now? How busy you are?
Let me see. I haven't tried that yet. I don't know why. I don't know. I should start doing that soon. But I think right now I'm really just focused on like, you know, gaining an gaining an audience. Yeah. And then releasing more music. So right now I'm really focused on like gaining more of an audience, and then like I'm gonna start talking to like venues and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Okay.
Here's a question. It's kind of just off the wall. Okay. But if you were stuck on an island, like an island in the middle of nowhere, with one music album, what would it be and why?
It would be, oh my gosh, the Life of Pablo by Kanye West.
Life of Pablo by Kanye West. Okay.
Have you heard it?
I've heard some songs. Yeah,
it's really
not
cool.
a huge devout Kanye West fan, but
I really like that album. I don't know why. The way he does things musically in that album is really cool. I don't know. It's just like every song hits. Every song is really cool. Like I love that album. That's amazing. I would be stuck with that album on the island.
Okay. I see it. Remember, that's all you got. So
I know. I think it has like 15 songs. It's enough. It's okay. I just won't overplay it. You know?
Okay.
You know, take my time with each song.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, that's an off-wall question I have on
It's
here.
Okay.
So you're going to school here. Are you planning on staying in Tucson, or are you looking to go maybe move into a university or something outside of Tucson, or you kind of want to hang out here?
My goal, I'm going to hang out here, and then like if an opportunity arises that's really cool and that involves me moving somewhere else, and I'll definitely like go for it. Yeah. But I think I'm going to stay here for a little bit and until, you know, something happens. Yeah. And then I'll move forward from there. And you said university? So right now I'm at Pima. I'm gonna graduate actually in May. Okay. So like I'm gonna graduate real soon.
Nice. Congrats. That's like right around the corner.
It is. Yeah. I know. I'm so excited. I feel like I've been in school for like the longest time, and I'm tired of it. I'm just like, I want to graduate, please.
You want to just hit the workforce and start making things happen. Good for you.
So like I'm not gonna like go to like a university.
It's expensive.
I know it is.
It's insanely expensive. I went to one and got the school loans and did the whole thing. Oh yeah, I was. You know, when I was young, when I was in high school, because you're 20, right? So I'm 14 years older than you. So, and I don't say that with pride. That's just a fact. I'm not like super stoked about that, but they're like, get a school loan, go to college. You know, that's what we were presented back then. I don't know what it's like today. Is it still kind of the same thing? Or is it like,
no, I feel like it's not. I feel like as long as you have like something, like as long as you're out of high school and you have like a job or something, or if you want to do something, I don't know. I feel like it's more chill. Yeah. Less strict, you know? Yeah. My mom told me this before I graduate. She's like, if you don't want to go to college, cool, but as long as you need like some sort of income. Yeah. You know, like if you don't want to do college, it's fine, but you need some sort of income. I was like, okay. Yeah. You know, that's fine. I agree, you know? Yeah. So I feel like now it's more a little bit more less strict for sure.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. If you go back in time, 5 years, what would you tell yourself?
5 years. What is that? I'm 20. What am I? 15?
Yeah.
15. Okay. I would tell myself, not to be like such in a rush to like grow up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would tell myself to like discover more of myself and what I like and what I don't like. Just like chill out, you know?
Yeah.
Because I was always like, oh my God, I gotta like grow up. I gotta like do this and this and that. But like, just relax, you know? I would tell myself to chill, you know? You know, not to be so boy crazy too, because I was like very boy crazy, you know, during like high school and whatever.
Distractions.
Distractions. So I would tell myself to chill out for sure. Oh my gosh.
I think we all would at that time frame. Like that's totally understandable. So how do you intend to influence the younger generation behind you with your music, especially, right? So you, if you know, if you're gonna be doing music and you hit the next level, platform wise, how would you influence the next generation?
I would basically, so like we said earlier, I'm doing everything on my phone. Like I'm, you know, doing everything myself. I would basically say, like, don't be so hesitant to start from where you're at with the things you have. Just don't let that hold you back, because I know that some people say like, oh, I need a really expensive camera. Oh, I need an expensive computer, all these programs. But if you can't do that, just like, start from where you're at. I feel like a lot of people get stopped and stuck because they think they don't have, the right equipment and stuff. And I would just like, I would like to inspire others, like, hey, just start from where you're at. If you really love it, do the best you can with what you have.
You're right. Yeah. It's everybody wants things now.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants to just like record something and be famous tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And does it happen sometimes? A little bit, like every
yeah.
once in a while, but that's not like the reality of it. And then it's like you can start from somewhere. Like I can tell you right now that everything you see here, it all started from something smaller, or like an idea, and there was no stopping. Like this building you see here, we could go and try to get more stuff, right, and do more and acquire more tools and equipment and spend money, but that doesn't mean that we'll succeed.
Yeah.
Right. What you said matters is don't give up. Just keep going and do it. If you love it, right, you'll make it happen.
I agree.
So going back to the recording process, because for me, I'll give a little insight to the audience. I grew up using software and laptops. When I've been recently recording, I was working in between Studio One and Pro Tools. Those were the ones that we were going back and forth on. And, I'm using a little interface. I'm using mics that are kind of like this. And I know how that works. And some people are going to know you plug the interface in, your USB interface. You have all the sound coming in. You can choose what plugins to use and everything. Now that you're telling me that you did this on your phone, everything that I have learned and done in music has just kind of disappeared in my mind right now, because I'm really open to learn about the process of how you did it. So I'm looking to see if we can kind of work through this. So we'll start at like step one of your process. So what's step one? So you're getting ready to get a track right here on your phone. Okay. So we're doing the GarageBand app. Okay. So what's the next step? What am I doing?
So when I made my EP Vent, I actually bought a little microphone, a Poji Hype mic. Okay. It's a USB microphone that you just plug into your iPhone or computer. There's like different wires for that. And so basically when I made that EP, I bought that mic. I had my phone, and plug it in, make sure the volumes are good, have some headphones on, and I look through the loops, and I just find it's weird because I search through the loops, like whether it's a piano or like a violin or a bass. Okay. I hear each and every one, and if it connects to me, then I drag and drop it. Yeah. And it's just that loop continuously playing, and I try to find like the melody or some lyrics. I throw some lyrics on there, and then once I get like a good chunk of like what the song is about and like what the vibe is, that's when I start adding like little drums and snares, maybe some bass. It's a lot of like playing around with, to be honest. Yeah, it's like a lot of like playing around with, like, I use loops a lot. Some people say, oh, they're not making music, but like I kind of am because I'm like, how do you say it?
You're still building the music.
I'm building it, organizing it.
Thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm organizing it and building it. You know, I'm finding out where the harmonies are at. You know, where I put the verse to the chorus. Like I am making music. Like don't like try to say I'm not doing anything because I'm doing something. You know.
Yeah,
so
you are. Mm-hmm. So this is what when people would say, "Oh, you're using loops." What difference is me using a loop that's in a sound bank than if I hear a sound in a room that I'm in, or I hear somebody make the sound and I record it and use it, or if I'm just copying it from air into a format that's on the computer. So the smart thing for me and you is like, well, I don't have to do that piece of work, so I'll just use what I have here. And then what people don't realize too is you can choose what notes you want it to work in and what's beats per minute and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, and the octaves and everything. I always like to bring the octave down because I like how dark, I like how loops sound like in a different tone. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So so for instance, I'm new to this. So I went and I'm downloading GarageBand, right? Which is an Apple specific app, right? It's not, I don't know if it's on Android.
No, I don't think so. No.
So do you know what an alternative is on
BandLab?
BandLab?
Yeah.
Okay. So BandLab, if you don't have an iPhone, we're going to BandLab on an Android or whatever else you have, a Google phone.
I think BandLab is for all phones.
All phones?
Hope. I'm pretty sure. Sure.
I'll look it up right now and see.
Okay.
BandLab. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Music making studio. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I see it here. So what's the next step? You got your loops. You've put it in the octave you want. Are we getting ready to? Let's say you built your song, your track. Like you're ready to record vocals. So are you adding any instrumentation with your vocals every case? You say you play guitar.
Yeah, I do play guitar. But like when I'm making a song that's just like loops and stuff. It's just straight up from like the app. If I want to make something like acoustic, then like it's just me and my guitar. Yeah. Yeah. But like, what happens? Because it's kind of, I don't know, like it all comes naturally to me, so it's kind of hard to like explain it. So I have the loop. It's just the loop in like my voice in the headphones or whatever, and I find the melody, I find the lyrics, and then I find where. So say if I have a good chunk of like a good verse going, then the chorus comes in to play. So I got to figure out what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make it different in the chorus area? Yeah. So I'll probably do something like add harmonies and repeat it, and maybe add like an extra, maybe add like some drums. Start adding drums. But yeah, so usually it's the loop and some drums, and then when the chorus hits, maybe add something more to it. Yeah. Maybe some more drums or maybe and some harmonies, and then go back to the more simple sound and then repeat it again. So it's kind of different. Yeah. So it depends like how I'm feeling, or because I know like sometimes people follow like steps and rules, like okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta make it this and that. But I make music. And if I feel like something's right, then I'll put it there. Yeah. Well,
it's art. Yeah.
So. And sometimes like I don't do all that fancy stuff like add drums and snares and harmonies. Sometimes it's just the beat straight through, and it's just my voice and like harmonies. Yeah. It depends.
Yeah. That's so. We have the recording of the vocals. We're ready to go. Are you mixing it and mastering it on there? Or are you just like it? I'm just leaving it the way it is. Like it feels good.
Let me see. Basically, like mixing and mastering is like, what does that mean? I don't know what that really means. Like, it just means like perfecting the vocals and making sure there's like no like, it's not too harsh or something like that.
Yeah. So, again, this is all kinds of fancy. There's always ways for people to try to instill control in things, right? And music is no different, right? So. Essentially, people come up with, okay, well, these are ideal frequencies for things to be in, or they'll and levels, right? But essentially, mixing is getting my vocals where I want them to be in relation to the music, like in a nutshell, right? I'm comfortable with this. Well, you could be recording and adjusting as you're going, and have your mixing. You can be at the end of your track, go, I'm good with the mix. I'm fine with that. I don't need to bring this down. I don't need to bring this up. I'm good. And then mastering is just cleaning it up essentially, right? And there's all kinds of plugins to use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you can just throw a plug in. You can go type in, like on Studio One, I could type in mastering, and it would pull up all these different plugins that I could use for different instruments, for different like different
okay.
vocal settings, and you can just throw on and add all this crazy stuff. Because here we all know that a lot of the big artists use like a plethora of plugins, auto-tune, right? Like I don't think you're using auto-tune.
I actually, so I think I know how I do it. So basically, when the whole song is done, I make sure I have like some auto-tune in the song. That way, like I don't sound a little like off key and stuff.
So auto-tune's in this.
There's auto-tune in GarageBand.
Wow.
Yeah. So like in GarageBand, when I made the the EP event, I make sure that every time I would breathe, I would cut that out because nobody wants to like hear the breathing or like if there's any like background noise, like like the little you hear when you record something. I try to make sure like I, take that out, make sure the volumes are leveled, make sure each instrument is nice and, not overpowering. Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
I make sure like nothing's overpowering the other thing. And, so yeah, that's what I do at the end of the song. I make sure like everything's cool.
Yeah.
And then what I usually do is, I, mute all the instruments and just have my voice and I just hear my voice throughout the whole song, just me singing and making sure like, okay, what sounds good, what doesn't, what needs to be, louder. So I would like adjust the volume on a certain part. So yeah, it's basically stuff like that.
Yeah, you're mixing. Yeah, there you go. You're doing it. Yeah, and it's all right here.
Yeah, all on my phone.
Does it kill your battery pretty quick, or does it?
Yeah, my definitely. I have a phone. My phone sucks on like battery.
What do you
have? iPhone SE.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little older. Yeah. I have an iPhone 12. And every update I've gotten has just like made my battery
oh my gosh
worse and worse and worse. So.
They do that on purpose, I swear.
Yeah, I think we all know. They won't admit it, but
we all know already. Just admit it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to the end of the track. We built it. Now we're getting ready to export it and get it out of there. So what are you doing? Are you exporting it from there and then just going uploading it to DistroKid on your phone?
So I export it and then I email it to myself. Then I download it on my computer and then I go on DistroKid. And pick the date I want it and I make sure I download it on the highest quality obviously and I just schedule it for it to be released and it's just literally it's really so simple on my phone and I don't know, it's like really really cool.
When you are listening to it, are you still doing all the mixing and listening through your headphones?
Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention.
Did you put in monitors?
So basically, before I even like export it, you know, I listen into my wired headphones, regular like big headphones, and then like, I listen to in the car. I listen to a speaker. I listen to everything. Like I'm always like unplugging stuff. Like, okay, does that sound good? And so yeah, I gotta double check. I have to make sure that everything sounds good. And then I'd be asking like my friends and like my brother, like, hey, can I go in your car? I want to see how this sounds on your stereo. And so I double check like how it sounds on different, how do you say it? Like different stuff.
Yeah, different speakers.
Different speakers.
Sound systems. Yeah.
Basically,
I get it.
yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So, excuse me. So if people are listening, if they are looking to get into music, they had no clue what to do, they're going, I don't have anything. You just gave them a bunch of resources and ways to do it, right? Most people have these. So it's definitely doable. Like you can get started, even if you're just getting like the beginning steps done. Like if you're just gonna go, hey, I can at least find my voice on here, they can do that, which is really cool. So now I'm going to mess around and see what I can do with it, just because.
I would say just mess around, like look at the loops, drag and drop stuff, It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. I know it can get frustrating, but like try to relax and just just mess around, have fun with it, just be patient.
There's some people that are bothered by this, people that probably own like big studios and stuff like that for music specifically. So why did you stop going to the studio?
Because I felt like I really didn't have much creative freedom,
Tell me more. Tell me more about that. What are you saying?
So, how do you say this? I don't know. I just feel like someone's watching you constantly, and I don't want to be annoying. Like, oh, can you go back? I want to add a harmony, this and that. I know that that's what they're supposed to, that's their job. Yeah. But I feel like if I do it, I know how to do it. Because I feel like when you do something yourself, you feel, better about it. You know what you're doing. You know what you're thinking about. And I like to be very precise. And I feel like I have more freedom. And like, I feel like I can, relax more when I'm doing it myself. and I can like do it however long I want to do it. Because when you're in the studio, you know, you're limited by the hour.
Yeah.
And they charge you by the hour. And you know, I just feel rushed, and it's not a good feeling. So I like to do it myself.
Yeah, I get it. No, I was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
How much were they charging you? Because I haven't been around a studio pricing thing for a while. So kind of what were they charging you?
I don't remember, but I think it was like, it wasn't too expensive because, you know, my mom knew the person with the studio, so like they gave me like a discount and stuff.
Oh yeah, got to connect. Okay.
So like yeah, it wasn't too much, but you know, I was only there for 2 hours, so I had to make the most out of those 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But I forget, you know, the price. Sorry, but
it's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I built a little studio at home. You know, I put like felt acoustic boards up in the room, and then I had a Scarlett microphone, and I had like pretty primitive stuff, and I was dealing with a Windows computer at first, and oh my gosh, they're just the Apple and Windows, like they're just not the same.
They're not
the same at all. Would you agree with me that get an Apple product if you're gonna do this creation stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you're like looking into doing like you know, anything like music wise or audio stuff, I feel like Mac or Mac is the best way to go, to be honest.
And we're not sponsored by Mac by any way. We don't have any obligation to them. We're just advising that's a good thing to use, right? So you got on our podcast channel, you're here. What we got to do is get people to check out your music.
Yes.
So how do we get them to your music?
So basically on all music streaming platforms, just search up Julissa Lopez, Julissa, you know, and then Lopez, Lopez, and I should pop up. I just released a new song called Hate You. That one's really cool. That one is different because I tried a new, like a new app for that one instead of GarageBand. I tried BandLab, and that one is way better than GarageBand. and I look back and I listened to my EP Van. I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds kind of muffled and this and that compared to my newest song.
Yeah.
'Cause my newest song is so crisp. It's really, really good. So like if you have a chance, you should listen to it. Like compare it.
I'm going to.
It's really like so better. And I think BandLab's better than GarageBand as of now.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I really, 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 really like BandLab. I already made like 2 songs on BandLab. And it's the same concept as GarageBand, you know, loops and like, but it has more different stuff. It has like different presets. Like you can have like different voice effects. It has like a lot more voice effects.
Okay.
And by the end of the song, there's an option where they can mix and master it for you too.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that, oh my gosh, BandLab is the way to go.
Okay. BandLab. So all you people looking to make some music.
BandLab.
BandLab. Okay.
I would say BandLab.
So if you had a computer in a small studio at home, would you still use BandLab for stuff? Do you think so? Or would you try to move fully into
like the Pro Tools or like Logic or something? It's like it looks so it looks so hard. I don't know.
Yeah, it simplified it. You know what? When you get in those DAWs, right? There's a lot of stuff in them, and there's times I remember when I was learning Studio One. I was like, I had to use a manual because there's just like, I don't know. You just look at it and you go, wow, that's crazy. But so the cool thing is when you learn one, it seems like a lot of them are pretty close to the same. Like they're just a couple little things are different, and it translates into the video world too, like using Adobe Premiere and stuff like that, right? Because you probably use Adobe going through graphic design, right?
Yeah, I do.
Illustrator and all that. Are you using InDesign as well?
I'm using a lot of InDesign this semester because we're creating stuff like postcards, brochures, and all that stuff.
Okay, right on. Well, you got anything? So I have a spot on here where you can ask us questions or ask me questions. So do you have any questions for us?
I do actually.
Oh gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, here we go.
Let me prepare.
Sweating.
So basically, my question for you and for everybody involved with LCD. Well, actually, I want to know who made that logo. I'm very curious.
I did.
I like it a lot.
Oh, thanks.
I really like it.
I made an Illustrator.
Okay, cool. I was curious. I really like the logo because like now that I'm studying graphic design, everything looks crazy now because I look at logos, I look at wording and like spacing, and like everything is so crazy now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I really like the logo, but that's not my question. Sorry.
I built this in Illustrator too.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Just script. I just got text.
It's really cool and put it on the it looks cool.
I'm not like I can do graphic design, but I'm not like an expert or like I don't have like a certification in it. So we're back. We had to deal with a technical issue real quick, but we were talking about graphic design and how you don't have to be like. I was like, I don't have a certification, but I do it and stuff. And then you said something.
It says something. Oh, my question. I was gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
So I really want to know what your guys' goals, you know, for the future. Like, what do you guys plan to do like more of in the future? Like, I just want to know like what your guys' goals are, you know, because I really like what you guys are doing right now, but I can't imagine like what else you're gonna do because this is so amazing. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know, we have a couple things in the works. We have a really cool project we did that's called Local Marana, which is a combination of like a website and a Facebook community, the podcast channels connected to it. So you have all these different elements that are going into it, and we're working with the local government here with it. We got their attention, so there's something really cool with that. We can't disclose what's gonna happen, but it's looking like it's gonna be in the fall, which is gonna be something really cool. Live the Dream Media as a company, our goal is always to help other people live the dream. So that's what LTD stands for, right? We want people to live the dream, and when we say that, we want to approach it in a bunch of different ways, right? So, for instance, we've had music artists come through before. They're like, "Hey, I want people to hear more people to hear my music. What can I do?" Yeah, and we have access to resources that can get people to hear their music. We can do, you know, advertising on platforms like Hulu and Spotify.
I saw that. I was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah, so you can put commercials out on Hulu and all that stuff. So we do that, and we build websites, right? If somebody's like, man, for instance, we have companies that are just starting, and they're like, we don't have a website. We don't have any way to take money. We don't know what to do from here. We literally help get everything together in a package, get it all done for them, set them on their way, and they do their business and they run off into the sunset, right? That's kind of what it is. So Live the Dream Media, it's our goal is to impact the world as much as we can in a positive way. And we also take an approach to not dividing demographic or dividing people and bringing in like that kind of stuff into it. We want everybody to have fun and have opportunity. So that is amazing. Oh that's what we're doing. We're blessed. You know, it's something that we all came up with together. There's myself, there's Clint, there's his wife Tammy that are involved, and there's more people that are here and involved in that. And there'll be more projects you'll see coming out. And we love putting out content. So we love putting out inspirational stuff. Like, that's really cool. Like, hey, if you're having a bad day and you come across one of our reels or something, and it's like, oh, I needed to hear that. That's kind of what we want to do on the site too. We want to make money too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we definitely want to get paid for what we're doing, but it's just more than that. So, and it's our mission statement. We want our clients and the people we work with to have a compelling understanding, right? And we want to have a compelling understanding of them and what they want. And what that means is when we get that, sometimes we're not, just because people approach us doesn't mean we're going to work with them, because it might not be a good fit. So we do sometimes say no to people. Oh, wow. And people say no to us, but sometimes we say no to people because it's not fitting what we're trying to do. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get what you guys are, you know, going for and what you guys are trying to do. And I really like it. It's really awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know it was a lot, but hopefully it was, it was put together well. I love it. You guys are so cool. Thanks. Thank you for having me. I've been like watching you guys for like 6 months, like just like seeing what you guys are doing and what you're creating. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be on there so bad. And then when you're here, I'm here. It's happened finally. It's happened finally. When you posted that reel or, you know, that video, I was like, oh my God, it's a sign. Yeah. It's a sign. I have to go on there. I got to text him. So yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you're welcome. So what we're going to do is, find Julissa Lopez on Spotify. I have your Spotify profile up here. It's really easy to get in there and listen. We'll also share her stuff on our social media this week. Once this podcast is out, you'll be able to go on our Facebook, look at our feed. It should be there. And we'll also do it on Instagram too. If you're looking to jump on this podcast, you have a cool story, you want to make an impact, or you just want to come hang out, let us know, and we see if we can fit you in here in our schedule. It doesn't cost anything. She didn't pay anything today to be on this podcast. It's literally an opportunity. It's part of what we're doing here, and don't hesitate to do it. We thank you so much for listening. And again, Julissa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Share our podcast with your friends. Tell people what we're doing and help us grow. Thanks.